Episode 1 where like I'm hitting on a black guy. She never actually sleeps with a black guy, and she sleeps around a lot. So it didn't really make sense to me. So I went up to Zane, I went up to the writer on set the day that I was supposed to do another scene that was just supposed to be like a little tiny little love scene with a guy. He didn't even have any lines. It was just kind of like you saw us making out. So it could have been any like good-looking black dude. And unfortunately, they hired a black guy, which I was really excited about. But then when he got on set, they didn't like his energy because they thought that he was too gay. So they fired him that same day. And I was pissed because I was like, how are you going to tell if he's gay or not during
He loved gay black guys.
I mean, whatever, you know? I mean, that would be fine for Ebony too. She'd probably go that way too. So I was actually really upset about that. And they ended up last minute, like it was the day of that we were shooting the scene. I think they called someone at like 1 o'clock. He was there by like 5 o'clock. We were shooting at 5 o'clock and wrapped by 7. And that was that. So they had another guy. It was a gorgeous guy, so I can't complain. But still, I felt like it was important to the series and important to show her with the black man. But apparently, you know, they didn't think it was as important, or I don't know. It didn't happen, unfortunately.
Who is Zane?
Zane is the writer. She is the erotica best-selling best-selling novelist in New York that wrote the series. The series
Does
is
she
based
have
on
a
her
last
books.
name or any?
She's just Zane.
She's just Zane.
Z-A-N-E, Zane. Yeah. Her books are all over, and her fan base is all over New York. That's why the premiere was in New York. And she's got a huge following.
Huh. Now, what's this series about?
The series is about 5 women and their life in and out of the bedroom and empowering them. And it's time for a sexual revolution, and that women should not just be the missionaries for men. Women should be on top as opposed to on bottom. And it's about 5 women in their 20s that are all just experiencing life from different angles, and they maintain friendship with 5 women, and you follow their lives, but they all have, one's divorced and one's married and trying to work that marriage out and find the light and find the chemistry, even though she's been married for a while. Professional women, so it shows women, and it shows black women especially in a really nice light. Finally a series where black women are playing professionals as opposed to, you know, stereotypical roles. And so yeah, it's a lot about empowerment and sexual freedom, sexual empowerment.
So do you think the missionary position subjugates women and perpetuates patriarchy?
I don't think necessarily that the missionary position, no, to answer that question, no, I don't. But that's a good analogy for the series.
Now, you've got a web series. Have you already shot it? Or?
Yeah, I wrapped that, and it's coming out, what's today, the 2nd? It's coming out in about a few days. It's coming out January 9th.
And what's it about? What's it called?
It's called Madison Lane. It's kind of like a cross between Devil Wears Prada meets Gossip Girl. It's also about women. No nudity in this one, but very, very sexy, beautiful women. I play with, I play alongside Tara Southern, who's a great actress. And it's about 5 women, all in the fashion industry. And just all of the rivalry, all of the challenges you're facing with 5 women working in the same company, all butting heads, who wants to backstab who. And I actually play like the bitch character, which is so much fun. I play Kirsten, who is always has been working for this company for probably the longest out of all the girls. And there's a new girl hired who's played by Tara Southern, and I just can't have it that she's trying to take my position, and I won't let her have it, and I'm doing everything I can to try to stop her from succeeding. So I play an extremely bitchy part, which was a lot of fun. It was really fun playing like an Eva Longoria type of role, very undermining, very cutting. So I had a lot of fun with that.
How were you able to stretch to do that, or was it?
You know, it is so much fun playing a bitch. It really is. It kind of any kind of like anger and frustration is just. It's very, very pinpointed right there, very targeted, and I think the pitfall of playing a bitch is playing a bitch and making it so obvious. It's way more fun to just be, you know, the bitch that is saying something so nasty, and yet the whole time she's smiling, and the whole time she's saying, "What a horrible-looking shirt you have on," and "I would never wear something like that, Luke." And yet, you know, it's these horrible words that are coming out, but she's smiling because there's people around her that might be listening or that might be looking at her, and she doesn't want people to think that she's making a mean face. So it was a lot of fun. I had a great time playing with that.
Did you find yourself slipping into the character when the cameras were off?
No, I loved all the girls on set. They were awesome, and we really bonded very, very well. And we had a lot of jokes and a lot of personal moments. It was all women, so it was a lot of like woman energy again. And I love being around women. I love being around beautiful women. I love working with them, and it was nice. I really didn't have any huge scenes with any guys. All my fight scenes were with women. All my like powwow scenes, meetings and business meetings, and it was very fun playing like a businesswoman with a mean bitchy streak.
What are some of the surprising or funny things that have happened when you've played in love scenes?
Surprising and funny things that have
Or
happened.
funny, or like anything that's like unusual.
Well,
like,
I mean, when you're, there was no love scenes in Madison Lane, but
Right.
in Zane Sex Chronicles, there was plenty of love scenes, and I was very excited about the love scene with my boyfriend Frank because I'm still very attracted to him. I think I still have a crush on him. So I was very excited about that, but there's of course this level of, oh my god. I mean, you're not completely nude, but you're basically nude, standing in front of each other, and the director is telling you, make this the hottest possible love scene. The audience has to believe that this is the couple they're fighting for. We want this to be the most beautiful love scene, the most passionate love scene, and you barely know this guy, and you're standing in front of him, and there's a lot of energy, but a lot of chemistry. And I think when there's good chemistry, what is chemistry? Chemistry is just sex. I mean, to have good chemistry, it's that feeling of you want to have sex. I mean, that's that fabulous chemistry level. And I think as long as there's good chemistry, there's going to be good scenes. So I had a great time. I mean, there was a lot of nerves involved, but nerves can help you get to that next level. And as long as you get past them, it's very freeing to be in a love scene.
Did you guys rehearse it?
Not really. I mean, it's the kind of thing where you have an idea planned out. We talked about it a lot. It was a lot of talk prior. All right, so what do you feel comfortable with? What do you not feel comfortable with? What are the boundaries here? And the whole time doing the series, it's important for everyone to know that the guys had something like, I mean, this is the awkward part, is the guys had something like a what would you call it?
A block.
Yeah, like a sock around their
Yeah.
cock. A cock sock, a sock cock, I don't know. So it looks like a sock that's like covering their balls. So probably it's more nerve-wracking for the men who have to, number one, stay hard the whole time, otherwise it will look not as attractive. And when the women have something that looks like a pantyhose around their vagina area, so we're covered in a way, but yet it's even more awkward because you have this sock there and you have this pantyhose thing there. So of course there's actually nothing real that's actually happening. It's not a porn, but it's awkward because you're seeing this person partially nude with this sock over there, and you don't really want to look at it. So one of the hardest things is you're having a kissing scene where you're just face to face, standing still. Beautiful lighting. It's very dark, so no one really sees anything. But the hardest thing is not when they call cut, not to just kind of flare down, because that's what you really want to do. You just want to like peek down, and you're wondering like what he's peeking out, and so yeah, there's a lot of nerves. But I think that's so normal. I mean, if there weren't nerves, then I'd be a professional of something else.
Did he have a girlfriend, or I mean, do you guys tell each other that was just acting, dear?
What's that?
I'm wondering if how you explain it, like back home, if you've got a wife or a girlfriend or a boyfriend, you say that was just acting, that was only acting.
Well,
dear.
it's interesting. Actually, some people, this is a really interesting story. 2 women on the series, I won't say who, had very serious boyfriends. One was actually married, and right after the series, they got divorced. And another girl broke up with her boyfriend. She was living together. They were very, very close. She broke up with her boyfriend, I think, like maybe about halfway through the series or 80% through the series. He just wasn't comfortable with what, and she had some, very tasteful scenes where they were just kissing and this and that. He wasn't comfortable, and I believe that was one of the main reasons they broke up. I don't know all the details, but I think that's crazy. I think for a man to feel so inferior to that. If you're an actress, then, you have to let your significant other know that there are certain, make him feel comfortable. Bring him on set, show him that you're not really having sex, and it's just good acting if it's good, And if they believe that you're really having sex